Hello everyone, my name is Ben Shaman, and of course we are in the studios of Voice of Nigeria in Abuja. I have two of my colleagues. I'm sandwiched by two powerful ladies who indeed felt they should go to where they will look for defense issues, security matters, and to my left is Voice of Nigeria's defense correspondent, Nokai Origin. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So, how do I say welcome in Bachama language? You are Bachama.
Wayam.
Wayam Nokai. Thank you. Yes. And to my right, I have Mariam Ganiu, who is Yoruba. Ekabo. Shalafiani. And she's also of the French service. Bienvenue.
Merci, monsieur.
Merci beaucoup. Bienvenue. And of course, Nokai, let's start from you. You had to go to southern Kaduna to look for materials to produce a program we call Beyond Bullets, Roadmap to Peace. And you started first by going to First Div in Kaduna. So how was it like meeting the GOC?
The GOC of one div was very accommodating. It was quite an interesting one, though it took us took us 2 days before we were able to see him due to difference in schedules. But finally we were able to meet him, and it was quite an interesting.
So what did he tell you? What did he show you?
He shared with us some of the things that they will have to deal with in terms of the crises that arise within Kaduna State in general, within their zone in general, the zones under one div. And he discussed with us some of the challenges that arise during some of those that they have as a division, and one of which some of the residents that complain to us is the late response in terms of call when there are crises. The security agencies don't tend to get to them in time. So they were, according to the GOC, Usman Mohammed, he said, Major General Usman Mohammed, he said the challenges they have has to do with the terrain sometimes, because some of the places the roads may not be accessible, so it takes them time to be able to access some of the villages and remote areas when there are crises. And another thing is with the army, it has to do with command structure. So to be able to respond, let's say the closest people to them may not respond immediately till a command gets to them before they're able to respond. So those are some of the bottlenecks that they have in terms of response to crisis.
Yeah, not forgetting flashpoints like Kajuru, Gwari. Of course, you come to southern Kaduna. So, Mariam, you were also there, and you went for the French service.
Yes, sir. And
of course, I could see that you started calling after leaving Kaduna. You're going to southern Kaduna. You are calling me. Oh, I don't want to go again. Why? You say, oh, the pictures I'm getting, the signals are not too clear.
Yes.
What happened? What was in your mind? What were you told?
We had we had some interactions with the people in Kaduna first, because that was where we landed when we first got to that part of the country. And from our interaction with people, they made us understand that some were expressing their anger. I'll put it like that. They expressed their anger. I think those that are from southern Kaduna, they expressed their anger over the killing of their people, while some other expressed grief and all. And from the interaction we had, they made us realize that the crisis in southern Kaduna is more of a religious crisis between Muslims and Christians. And then from a source that I wouldn't want to disclose here, the person also told me that there was some time ago that somebody close to her was maimed, was lynched in that area, just because the person is a Muslim. And then she was wondering why me as a Muslim want to go to that region.
So that really destabilized you.
Yes, I was destabilized completely. Not that I was afraid. No, we all die someday. But being hurt, being named, lynched, I mean, if I don't die, I will remain disabled for the rest of my life. So that alone was taunting me like, oh God, I can't go to
Okay,
that
now
region.
you went to Kafanchan, you slept there for some
Yes.
days now. So what did you find out contrary to what you said?
Fortunately, everything I heard was on the contrary. The place is an interesting and beautiful place to be. The weather, their land are fertile. The weather is not too cold, not too hot. Even though we went during this cold season, the rainy season, everything was just so fine. And then I met with the Yoruba community there.
Yes,
my
before the
people.
Yoruba community. Madam, I saw some photographs you snapped with many
Yes.
people, and you were dressed like this
Yes.
to indicate you are a Muslim.
Yes.
Okay.
Aha! I even forgot. Before we entered Southern Kaduna, we were close to Kafanchan,
Okay.
but I can't really remember the name.
Maybe
of-
Zonkwa or
I
Kachia.
think so. Because of the prior information I've gotten, or let me say rumor that I've gotten that they main Muslims, I almost removed my hijab. I almost removed my hijab, and I had a veil that, okay, I'll just use a small veil, and then when we get in and I see how the situation of things is, maybe if the place is calm, then I can go back on my hijab. But I don't just know why I decided not to do that. But I was with my small veil. Okay, in case. So I'm getting there from the entry point of Kafanchan. I started seeing people with it on hijab. So I'm like, what's this rumor all about? So I tried to calm myself down. And then on getting inside Kafanchan, even before we got inside Kafanchan, you see checkpoints, like not up to 1 meter away from another. Army checkpoints, police checkpoints, like that. They had so many security checkpoints beefed up around that area before you get into Kafanchan. So that alone gave me the rest of mind that this place is calm. They can't be what I heard.
Okay,
Cannot be
I'll
happening
come
here.
back to you. Nokai, apart from the news itself that you went to look for, let's look at some of the social activities you saw there. I mean, from the photographs I saw, you also visited some nice areas. Would you want to recall where you went to?
One of the places of interest, because on these trips, for me, I always have this tourist mind. Even though the job itself and the terrain is challenging, you hardly get to sleep, you hardly have time for yourself. But along in between one interview to the other, or having to travel from one local government or town to another, I always look out for areas of interest in terms of what tourist attraction do these people have in this place. I will discover one of such between Jama local government and Kafanchan local government.
No, and Zango
and
Kata.
Zango Kata local government. We discovered a very wonderful natural resource that is enough to attract tourists. It was so interesting and beautiful to behold. They call it River Wonderful.
Yes.
Or according to the locals, others call it Masirga River. Masirga River. So it was quite an interesting thing. And the unique thing about it is that you cannot really see the source of water. It seems to be emanating from under the rock, from under the cliff of the rock that is high. Then you just see the water falling.
Why not?
It's such a beauty to behold.
I'm sure next when you move, you go to Manchog and you see Vac River. You see water just oozing out like this, and you could see even the aquatics in there. So
Really?
nice. Yes, so Mariam, back to you.
Yes,
Well, you were able to meet some Yorubas. They started calling me to say, "Oh, we are happy to have Mariam in our midst." I'm sure you enjoyed Amala.
Yes, I did. Amala with begiriani with
Okay.
nice ogunfe. That's goat meat.
So that made you to be at home.
Yes, I did. I felt at home when I met them. And then they could speak Hausa fluently. Some of them grew up there, while some relocated from the southwest and migrated and came to settle down there with their family. While some other ones migrated not with family, but came there, got married their wives, settled down, and then had their children.
And one of them was
also
telling
fair.
me you were condemning their Yoruba, it was polluted.
Whoa! Man, when he first started talking, I was forced to ask him, wait, are you sure you're Yoruba? Because of that question, he gave me his Yoruba name. Ade Yonju something. I was like, oh, I'm sorry about that, because this is your Yoruba. I don't, if you speak it elsewhere, like in the southwest, they will not even take it for Yoruba man. Because they spoke Hausa fluently. All of them.
They were born and bred there.
No, not
schooled there.
No, not all of them were born and bred there.
Okay.
Some migrated from the southwest, which is the Yoruba part of the country, down to southern Kaduna, Kafanchan to be precise.
Yes. So on a concluding portion on your part, Nokai, you were able to meet some of these religious leaders, Muslims, Christians. I mean, from the heartbeats. I mean, what did they, from your feelings, what were they telling you, and how honest were they in discussing with you?
I would like to believe from their dispositions, everybody was passionate in terms of how they respond to some of the questions that we had to ask them. Most of them expressed the desire to live in peace. I believe nobody wants to live in a chaotic environment. Most of them highlighted the fact that, look, with this chaos that we'll keep having, development will be very far from us.
Mm-hmm.
What are we living for the generation to come if we keep sowing these seeds of discord and what have you? So they are calling for some sort of unity, continuous dialogue among the religious and the ethnic groups to keep dialogue open in order to attain some sort of equilibrium.
Thank you very much. And Mariam, what memories do you hold of Southern Kaduna now that you are back?
They were wonderful, because it reminds me of Ikogusi waterfall.
Where is that?
That is in Ekiti.
Okay.
Ikogusi itself in Ekiti State. And I served in Ekiti State. When I was 7, I planned to go to Ikogusi waterfall to see the place and feel the environment and all that, but unfortunately I couldn't make it. So going to River Wonderful reminded me of my stay in Ekiti State and how accommodating those people were to me. Just like the Yoruba people, the Yoruba community people that I met in Kafanchan were accommodating to me. They took us out, they fed us, they went around the terrain with us, showed us places, and were there for us. So it really made me felt at home. Like I would want to go back there again and again and again. But I just pray that whatever it is that is causing crisis or misunderstanding between, because that's what some of them highlighted, that all the things that have been happening is just sheer misunderstanding. It's not as if anybody intends to hurt the other person. It's just misunderstanding. I pray that the Kafanchan and Southern Kaduna finds peace within themselves, so that in fact the development they yearn for can get to them, and then people can know about. Because one more thing, when I was growing up, I told Nokai and the other person that was on our team, Beatrice, that I never knew Kafanchan existed. No, truly, I never knew Kafanchan existed. Even as a journalist, I have not taken my time to research that far. Let's just put it that way. Until I got to Kafanchan. But on our way, I told Beatrice, I said, do you know I never knew Kafanchan? A place existed called Kafanchan. He said, how? He said, because while we were growing up as kids, in Southwest, I even have a friend that testified to that. In Southwest, when our mothers want to beat us, well, if you commit any offense and they want to beat you and you run away, they'll just smile and tell you, oh, Basa lo Kafanchan. Meaning, if you run away as far as Kafanchan, you will come back. So in our heads, Kafanchan was.
It was a myth.
And here you
So
are,
I think,
for real.
I think why they even used that word, that proverb then, was to connote the distance between the north, southwest, and north, and Kafanchan to be precise. So if you run far away, you will come back and I'll beat you.
And does that always make you come back to your mother to receive beating, so you don't have to travel to Kafanchan?
Of course not.
Okay, at this point, we want to thank you, Mariam Ganu of the French service. Merci beaucoup.
Merci, monsieur.
Okay, merci aussi. And Nokai, the defense correspondent, maybe we should be giving you a military rank now. Borno, you are there. Adama, you are there. Yobe, you are there. And sometimes you follow the convoy of the Chief of Army Staff to go to hot spots. Thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, my name is Ben once more, and together we all are. Thank you and bye.